All right, that's 48 hours. 48 hours, 85 devs, 47. People started thinking as soon as they came in here. 24/7 development. People were here all night. There's some people that did some, yeah. And 4 kegs of beer. We've accomplished that. All right. I think some of you might have seen on Slack, we've got requests for the main photographers out, but dsmHack, hashtag on Twitter, we've got Facebook. If you have any pictures that you want to share, set them up. If you want to give us a dump of all your pictures.
Not that kind of dump. Not that kind of dump.
Cut. Send us an email, info@dsmHack, and if there's too much, we can set up a Dropbox or another account that we can send stuff over, but we definitely like all the pictures that we're seeing. All right, so as I mentioned, we had a lot of people working all the way across the spectrum of this weekend. And a lot of people helping people who are helping people, or pets, discriminating against ARL. And one of the really cool things that I saw, or that we all saw, is that there was a lot more cross-team collaboration than we've seen in other years. Not that other years were bad, but the amount of focus on trying to help people was really awesome. So I think a lot of you know who you are. If you started off on one team, jumped in on other teams, and found just different ways to give your skills and help other people move forward, give yourselves a round of applause for that. That is really, really cool. So it's not a contest, right? We're coming together and we're trying to help people. I had a really good conversation last night. Somebody brought up Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I thought that was really cool. If you're familiar with Maslow, you start off with your basic needs, food and water, and some other good things, and work your way up to the point where you're at self-actualization. And that's kind of when you know that you're doing the creative work, that you're accomplishing everything that you can with what you have. And I found that this weekend is a perfect example of self-actualization. People aren't here for the money, because there isn't any. They're not really here for the esteem. They're not building up egos. They're just trying to use the talents that they have to try to creatively help other people. And I think that is wonderful. I'm not going to start waxing and crying on that, but I know for all of us who have been involved in this for multiple years, the people who've been coming back, that's a recurring theme that I see. The amount of positive energy that just flows through this place is amazing. I didn't really do anything this weekend. You guys are doing all the work. And I'm going to go home and I'm just going to be completely exhausted and drained. And I'm assuming a lot of you are as well. So enjoy the couch and Netflix tomorrow. Another cool thing that I saw here is that a lot of developers try to change how they look at things. They focus on the minimal viable product. A lot of us might have some corporate jobs where our projects last for months. And here we've got 48 hours. Get that stuff out to production. What's the most important thing? Let's get that next thing going. People just move quickly, and I think that some of those skill sets that you learn hopefully can carry over, and it might not be a technical skill set, but just a way to approach things, a way to work with other people, and really focus on getting the most important things done first. All right, so the schedule for tonight, we are going to go through our 10 charities, our 10 nonprofits here. We're going to have demos for each one of them. Halfway through, at the blue squiggly line, very technical board, we're going to pause for reflections. So the developers will come up. If you need to plug in, we'll do a quick swap out for the monitor. A lot of the other people might have tabs open already. Do demos. You can talk about what the original challenge that you were set to face, what solutions you came up with, and then kind of show off all the great work that you did. When we get to the end, we'll have some more reflections. The last 5 charities will kind of talk about what it meant for them. This is the part that people start getting a little tight in the throat. And That's good. And after that, we're going to clear out the area up here, get everybody in. We got a big old family photo. And then, like a family event, we're going to go downstairs and
Drink.
and eat.
Oh.
That's what your family does?
No.
Champagne every Saturday night.
All right, so without any more ado, I'm going to start off with youth trials.
Welcome. While we're getting set up, I'll talk a little bit about what Youth Tribe is. Youth Tribe is an organization that we're helping develop for. Youth Tribe is an organization that goes around and tries to engage the youth, middle schoolers and elementary students with the world of multi-sport athletics, that being swimming, biking, running, the world of triathlon. And basically what we were trying to do is build an app to, over the summer, get those students more engaged and involved with multi-sport activities, and try to find a way to gamify the process of engaging them with those so that over the summer they're staying active and kind of being involved in that world. So our application is called Youth Tri Tracker, and what you'll see here, we have a simple login screen. Parents, since these kids are young, they're elementary age, their parents will have to go in and sign in with a Gmail account. They'll have to go sign with the Gmail account and set up their kids. So if they have multiple kids, they can set up multiple kids on their one account.
Holy fresh. Hang on.
And so
Doing it live.
I spent a while thinking earlier about what was going to go wrong in the demo, because I don't think I've ever done a successful demo where everything's run perfectly. A lot of you probably feel the same way. So once we get logged in here, we'll kind of go through and show you what this app's all about.
Uh-oh.
So once the parent logs in, they're able to add children, set up multiple profiles so that they have multiple kids, so they can track them all separately. So here we'll go through and we'll add Bobby, give him their birthday. We use the birth date as an age. So we have certain goals that we set for the youth that go in and engage with this application for swimming, biking, and running distances. And based on their age, those goals change. So we don't expect a 5-year-old to be able to run as far in the summer as a 12-year-old would be able to. So here's the dashboard that every child gets to when they first sign in. You'll see there's nothing really in these progress bars for swimming, biking, running. The overall triathlon progress is empty. But we'll go ahead and we'll add a new activity. We'll say that someone went and swam and decided to swim for 120 minutes, which is pretty good for some people. 2 hours. So if they're in the pool for 2 hours, that's pretty good. That's a pretty large amount of time. So once we submit, we can see that we're pretty much about halfway through that swimming goal. So the age of this child,
For the whole summer.
Yeah.
they're already on a good start, but they still have a lot of ways to go. You can see that in the triathlon bar. It was only probably 15% of the way through, because the triathlon bar takes the swim, bike, and run percentages and kind of aggregates them all together to an overall goal. But you can see that not all kids are able to track distances, especially if they're 5, 6, 7 years old. They know how long they did it though. So if you put in a distance, we kind of found the Youth Tribe team kind of found a way to convert distance to minutes, so that we're able to convert back and forth and get kind of a hopefully accurate number on how far they went if they're not able to track those kind of metrics. Then you can see our triathlon progress increased, our bike progress increased a lot. We must have really done something cool. 50 miles. So we can keep adding. You'll see that as we start adding like run metrics, this would be like a 9-mile run. They're pretty much almost halfway there. Triathlon just keeps going up and going up. Yep. When you go to your profile, the more you do things, you kind of earn medals. This is a way to gamify the process, because we all know, I was not a kid that long ago, I'm still pretty young, I'm 22, that if you say you get a reward for doing this certain activity, that kid's probably going to go do that thing because they want that reward. And so getting medals, and there will be a way in the rewards section to kind of earn actual physical rewards, hopefully by completing certain tasks. That's a way to gamify the process so that kids are more incentivized to do these activities. You can kind of see some of them, completing the swim meet. Kids will be able to go in and, add activities that way. I competed in a triathlon. I competed, in a 5K, things like that. So they want to go ahead and they compete in the swimming, go add that, and then they get a medal for it. So, great way to incentivize and kind of gamify the whole process. Just a list of all the rewards. If we go to leaderboard, here's another way to kind of, if they already get all those rewards and they already finish 100% of all the distances that they're required to meet for the summer, they're able to kind of go on a leaderboard and compete against their peers. Just make sure that the process keeps going. We're not stopping after 2 weeks after we finish, so we can keep on going. There's a leaderboard. We can filter it based on age. So you're only competing against other 10-year-olds or so. Unless anyone has anything else that I missed, that is Youth Tri Tracker.
Yeah.
Next up is Animal Rescue League. I'm not going to click on it and steal their thunder.
We would have been really upset.
And we're done. You're welcome.
Okay. I guess we need to. Ella and Trista are ready. Okay. This is Bella.
Hi, Bella.
She's the super dog. And Trista. Trista is actually Bella's owner. Bella was a Animal Rescue League animal not too long ago, and Trista adopted her. And she actually is a therapet. She can go to different facilities like retirement homes and schools and libraries, things like that, and actually be a therapy method for therapy for the people that are there. So that's really cool. The rest of the people up here are the team. So we have Corey Gideon, right here, Jesse Poles, Jimmy Leela, JD, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, Brian Ashmore, Max Zimmerman, and I'm John Harsey. We'd also like to thank Steph, who helped us with the design, to help us get the layout for the design. Thanks. So, who's heard of the ARL before?
Woo!
Yeah, a lot of people. What can somebody say what they do? And like one supply kittens. They do that. All right. So they have a lot of animals up for adoption, right? That's not really what they want to do. They really want to keep the animals in their homes with the people that love them. Also, to address the reasons why animals end up in shelters. So those are two of the big key things that led into this application that Mick had a great idea for. Mick is kind of a behavioral, animal behavioralist. Is that way you said it?
Behavior guy.
I don't know. Behavior is one of the underlying issues why pet owners actually surrender their animals to a shelter. So one way to help keep animals in the home is to provide some way of allowing the pet owners or anybody in the public to actually try to find help to keep those animals. So Mick had this idea of having, he had this piece of paper that was pretty much all he had, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks for
that. So he had some questions that if we had different answers for those different questions, he had scores that would allow us to figure out which way to direct them to get some help. So what we did, we built a little bit about the technical stack that we have. We didn't really have access to the website because it's managed by a third party right now. And so we didn't really have a way that we could just host it with the website. So we built it out using Lumen REST APIs in the back end and knockout interface for the front end. So here is the landing page. You have a problem with your pet, and I'm just going to demonstrate one of the questionnaires that we have. So we have a dog. No, it should be fine. Let me refresh. Sorry. Yeah. Because we're showing it off. It's not going to work. Yeah. Okay. Dog. Do I need dog training classes? That's a good question. How well does your dog walk on a leash? Pulls lightly. And when your dog meets a person, how does it react? Jumps up on it. When your dog meets a new dog, how does it react? It barks. Does your dog have any skills? Or actually, it says what skills does your dog have? Stay. All right. Your dog is well behaved. Please visit our website for if you have any other questions. We also have, based on the scoring, it will direct them to some training classes, or it will also direct them to a behavior email address that they can contact to get immediate help. So there are some different levels that you can be at for those animals. You guys have anything else you'd like to add? We did want to build an admin screen for this. We were working on it, but we didn't quite get that done. So we, I think, have a couple people that will be helping to get that done, for example.
All right, Des Moines Public Schools.
Theme music?
Theme music.
Okay. We're Des Moines Public Schools. And so what we did is we made an online system for students of various high schools around Des Moines to submit volunteer hours that they worked. Before, every student pretty much filled out a paper sheet, got assigned by the coordinator that they worked with, and then turned it in. And then the administrators had to track all that info by hand and do all the processing in their own way, which is weird and I don't like it. So what we did is we made a website where students can sign up, which basically just requires them to have a student ID and an email address, which the high school supplies for them if they don't already have one. Yeah, so it looks like this. Then after they're logged in, there's a simple button that just says submit hours. And this form basically holds all of the information that was previously recorded on paper. So It'll have things like the organization name, the date of the like the volunteering, the number of hours that they worked, the coordinator's name, the coordinator's email address and phone number, things like that. Then after they submit it, what it will do is it'll send an email off to the coordinator that they specified, just letting them know that they were recorded as being the coordinator for that event. So that the coordinator can then reach out to someone else who works at the high school to be like, oh, this is like not real or whatever. Just in case we have like bad students or something.
That never happens in the Des Moines public.
I'm sure this is a Chrome problem and not a website problem. Okay, so this is actually what that form looks like. It's got all the information I described and whatnot. It's got a fun little calendar thing so they can just click the date rather than typing it in by hand. Then after it's all submitted, what it will do is redirect them to a little page that shows a like a table full of all the forms that they've already submitted, so that they can extract their cumulative hours over the multiple years. So here's them showing 3 hours for an event that's already been approved by an administrator. The one that we just filled out doesn't show up because it hasn't yet been approved by an administrator. So we switch over to that account. Then we can go to a different table to manage all the current unapproved, like pending approval forms that need to be like verified. So somewhere in here is the one we just filled out. Otherwise, it's a whole bunch of our test data to make sure everything is working. But then in addition to this, administrators can, okay, so here's how we approve things. You just click the event, you select the approval category, and then you switch it to the classification you want to give it to. You can move to like approved or denied. And then click. Additionally, administrators have additional tabs. So they have like a thing where they can view the total, all the forms submitted by every student under hours. And then from here, they can sort it by like high school. They can like filter it out so it's just an individual student by like the ID number that they have or their full name. Additionally, what they can do on this page is download an Excel sheet so that they can use it whatever they want to do with it in Excel, which is really nifty for them. We can also filter it out by graduation year, or we can have some sort of operators that's like the greater than this year that will show all those results. And then it shows a total sum of all of the hours at the bottom of the page. So if you're trying to track like the number of hours that one school itself performs, that'll show up on the page. Additionally, we have another page that shows all the total hours for an individual student without breaking it down into each different form that they submitted. That's grouped hours. So on this page, it'll show an individual student, their ID number, and then all the hours that that have been approved for that student. So this is useful for tracking for the Silver Core program, which is just a volunteer-based program that different school systems around Iowa participate in, I guess. And then it's got multiple of the same filtering categories set up. Additionally, we have a calendar that people in the community can submit events to. Okay. Okay, so here's the calendar. So right now, dsmHack is on here, and then there's some other youth things. I haven't actually looked at any of these. Youth volunteer corps and the description for that. So in order to like submit something to this, just a community representative just needs to, there's a contact page where they can go there and it'll fill out a form, including a bunch of information, and then an administrator will view that form and then manually add something to the calendar, which we've documented for them.
Okay, we can log out and show like the other user like their hours, I guess.
Yeah. So that's pretty much our website, and I think it will be really helpful for them.
Good morning, Waterworks.
Right? Yes. Yes. Well, yeah, that's what I heard. I'm gonna forget.
Don't do that.
Already forgotten. Okay. All right. So with a love story like this, I think the best place to start is probably at the beginning. So I'll kind of run you through some basic information about the Des Moines Waterworks Park Foundation. From there, we'll kind of start and work into the hackathon and what did our partner really want from this event. And then what we inherited from the project and what value we're hopefully able to provide at the end of the project. So most of you may not realize that Des Moines Waterworks Park is actually twice the size of the more ubiquitous Central Park in New York. It provides clean drinking water for most of the Des Moines metro area. It has an event center where they host weddings. They have food trucks that come through in the summer. And one of the biggest marketing issues is a lot of people in the area just don't realize it. So that brings us here to known as now, or the hackathon. And so we were trying to help them resolve this problem. So the B+ team here is right. You asked me to speak. So we'll start. Not really alphabetical order, but AJ over here in the corner, Heather, John, Tyler in the back, Lynn kind of cowering behind John. We've got Ben, and then I'm going to save Dave for last just because he's special. So, and then I'm John as well, so we'll keep it simple. Okay, right, without an H. Very important. So the hackathon, right? Our partner, Des Moines Waterworks Park Foundation, was really looking to be able to emphasize the past, present, and future, because that's something they find really important. And their current website that they had prior to the hackathon didn't really represent this, and they weren't really proud of it. And it didn't embody their culture and how they wanted to put themselves out there and be represented. So they also really wanted to incorporate more of a maps feature so that people could kind of take a virtual tour through the park and discover things as they went through it, and different
He's gonna start with
So how's everybody doing tonight? So our nonprofit was I Just Open Iowa, and the sub-project within that is this Talking Sex Together TXT program, which is education for teens about sex and sex ed that they may not be getting in school, may not be getting from parents. It's yet another, or not yet another, I wish it was yet another, but it is another way for them to get information that they need. A big part of this is the getting into. Like our website, the website that they had was, it was made in 2012. It was kind of, as you can see, it's a little, it has a hard time. It was not very responsive. It's kind of busy. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of these are actually just static images. So it's not very good on different resolutions. Needless to say, it needed a lot of work. And we wanted to sort of incorporate, and we wanted to basically bring it into the more modern era. We also wanted to investigate ways to improve their process of managing the TXT, not just the website, but also the process of managing the texting response portion, because the real person who receives these messages from teens has to they have like a hotline where they go through and respond to each of the questions and sort of have conversations with the teens and explain things to them. But their current process had a lot of issues, and we were looking to see if there were some ways that we could make it a bit more like effective, more efficient, things like that. Let me see if we covered everything. But yeah, those were the main two things that we were trying to do, and so we dove in and started working from there, I guess. One of the biggest issues with the previous site was that Tina on the main page only had a left earring. We found the other earring, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. We solved that problem. So we did a number of things. The site was in WordPress, it's still in WordPress, so keeping it familiar, but a whole new theme that's cleaner code on the back end that hopefully they don't ever have to look at, and simpler code in the actual editing window. Added some functions to make that easier, simplified that, made that a little cleaner. Added some tools for a clinic locator so people can find that. It's integrated with Google Maps, and it's instead of a gigantic, scary HTML document where all these clinics are saved in divs with 4 different tags going on and buried, and if you screw up one thing, you screw up the whole site. It's now just a database backed in the WordPress site, so they can keep that up to date, change things as they need to. Over on the mobile communication side, that's a third-party service. Lots of sensitive information coming in attached to phone numbers. Some of that we don't want to touch with the 10-foot pole. It'd be awesome to build a wrapper around that, build a whole custom app that works exactly how they want it. But we did find a number of tools that I think are going to save a ton of time. Reporting, for one, getting reports on polls. What used to be a very manual, what I'm going to estimate at many hours a week process is now all done automatically by the system, getting survey results and everything. So that's going to save a lot of time for them. Found ways to enable these long-term conversations with the kids rather than clicking screen to screen to screen. Stuff's on your screen, you can see these conversations going back. So lots of nice little things there. I'll pull up the new site so you guys can actually see what we did here. Similar design, a lot cleaner, a lot simpler, more information on it. The video that they are proud of and is a
great videos, so go online and watch it. We've got the Twitter feed down here, keeping that up to date. But overall, the site, because of my resolution, we're looking at the mobile view, so that's, I guess, cool. This is a rare resolution that we're working on now, but these pages are a little nicer. Everything's kind of up to date. Add these cool features. What do we want to show else here? What's that? Oh.
The app is live.
And we have an Android app, so that's cool. The clinic locator shows you, if you give it your location, it'll give you that. When you hover over things, they bounce. It's the coolest feature on here. And you can go straight to getting directions from where you are to a clinic. And so that's going to be a great feature to have on there. So simplifying everything, making it better.
Yeah, we make it a lot easier to update the website. They don't have to manage any sort of scary code. They just have to enter in. We have basically like a template sort of thing, and then they just sort of enter in the information, and it works perfectly. So should be a lot easier in the long term.
Yep. And we were Jacoby, who's not here at the moment, unfortunately. Philip, who is behind. Oh, you're right here. I'm sorry. Eric, I'm Darren. Aaron, Valerie, and Chuck had a lot of fun working on this, and very glad to show it to you guys today. So thank you.
Guys, what's the answer to the question that you were brought in for? We all
We had a lot of things we wanted to do this weekend. That was one of our stretch goal, I guess you could call it.
All right, can I get some of the representatives from the first 5 organizations to come up and share their impacts? While they're coming up, I did want to mention as well, just thank one more time our sponsors. Please give them a round of applause. Yeah, first 5 organizers, or first 5 groups come up and just rotate in the same order that we presented. So is Youth Tribe still here?
Was the mic work this time? All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be brief. This is so on the nonprofit side of things, and we're still fairly new at this. You apply for a lot of grants. It's just kind of like the main role of sitting on the board of directors of a nonprofit, and it's a fruitless task a lot of times. And even sometimes when you get a grant, you don't really know what to expect, and that wholly was the case with this. We came into this totally blind and not at all understanding not only what dsmHack was, but what hack was, I guess, and whether our aspirations were totally unwarranted or not. And so we presented, as everybody did, and moments later, there was a few people who came over. I wasn't in the room, but for those of you who got pulled from our team, we wish, we hope you had a great weekend as well. But then we got like onslaughted with this group, and it was led by Azra, and she was like, look, do you have a team? We want to work with you, and there's 10 of us. So we're like, okay, this is going to work then. And our team specifically was from Principal Financial, and they kind of came as a cohesive unit, and it was just incredible. Like within I think we gave the last presentation, so within maybe 20 minutes of giving our presentation, everybody's computer was like networked together downstairs and ready to go, and they were all just ready to do it. And we stopped by multiple times, but I think as a group, we might have been here the least, because every time we'd come, they would pull the sticky note questions off the wall, and they'd say, here's the questions we have for you, and we'd answer them, and they'd be like, okay, thank you. And then we'd leave. And then like we'd go home and we'd like check Twitter, and they weren't reading about it. Like we followed everybody else's, and so then a few hours would pass and we'd go eat, and we'd be like, let's check in on them. And every time we came, they were all here. Yeah, fear of missing out, FOMO. And they were here, which was awesome. the progress was just like exponential and unbelievable. And so I still think that maybe our app idea was a bit outlandish, but they managed to do it. And so now we have this tool that is very, very, very real and can do an amazing amount of good. And so I was here last night at 5, and Matt gave his call to arms. For those of you that don't know or weren't around, what's the role that I gave you? What's his name?
Something like a Douglas McCarthy's.
Well, not the speech. The guy from Project Runway.
Oh,
Yeah, right. This whole thing. If you have no like baseline for what this is, it's Project Runway, but it's apps. And so Matt walks around and he's like, make it work, right? Like that's how this all works. So in the best way possible. So last night, and Matt, you should have a drink to Matt for sure. This guy's unreal. Yes, here. I used to be a tour guide at the University of Iowa with Matt, and that's not how we got in, I promise. But Matt's an incredible dude. So, right, the end of my speech is this. Matt gave this call to arms last night at 5, and he said, essentially, if you can, you must. And if you're here, it's because you have a skill set that's needed in the world, and just because you have that skill set means that you have to use it. And unfortunately, it's unbelievably rare that people actually do. If you can, you must, but people don't do. And as the nonprofit team, that's exactly why we're here. We believe in something wholeheartedly. We think that it's good, and we think that we can do good through our medium. And you guys did the same thing. So to all of you who did it this weekend, and specifically to our young lads that have made it through, everybody else had dates. Why you? No? The 3 remaining? From the bottom of our hearts, we can't wait to see the amount of good that we do through what you guys built. And so thank you very, very much. So to Matt, to the Hack team, to all of you guys, and to the principal group, thank you, and get some sleep.
All right. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody. Once again, you're going to hear this all night. My team, can't thank you guys enough. Not only did we didn't have that much of a language barrier, so that was a good thing, but what they did have is the challenge of Mick, who doesn't tweet, and looked at Facebook last September. Yeah. So, and then had to decipher what was in my brain for over 10 years off that one piece of paper and get to that. So absolutely brilliant. We're all buzzing at the Animal Rescue League about this whole aspect and what you guys have done for us. If we can keep one more animal out of an animal shelter, then we've been hugely successful. Get people early help. And what we found is when we were talking at work on Friday is that we've got outreach programs and everything we do and all our resources, and we've got our behaviour helpline, but we're also helping animals in shelters. So people can get in early and help themselves. But the big thing that we got is that you guys are helping us. We're so busy reaching out, helping everyone else. The feeling that we got at our organisation that you guys are doing this for us was overwhelming. So it's absolutely brilliant, and thank you. And I actually did an interview on Monday with PetMD. So not WebMD, PetMD for those non-animal people. And they are buzzing about it. This is going national with the interest in it through the ARL and through Des Moines Hack. They couldn't ask enough questions about you guys, and I had very little information. And I said, I don't care. So they're asking, when is this live? When can we use it? When can we promote it to our people? So this is already reaching national to help animals and to help pet owners. So thank you very much, guys. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. When we started this, we really weren't sure what to expect. When we walked into this space with all of you people willing to help, we were overwhelmed and so excited with the creative space and the creative energy. And our team kind of went back and we're like, why don't we do this more? Just the innovation and the creativity was inspiring to us. So what this will enable us to do, our team, we're a team of 6, growing all the time. Jill's position in the schools. We are community school coordinator, so we really work to bring the community into our schools to remove barriers for our kids, and our kids have a lot of barriers. So the Silver Cord program is one really small piece of what we do. We have food pantries in our school. We just opened our first school-based dental clinic. What this app will be able to do is free up time for our staff so we can really help our kids. And I don't know, that's kind of loud, sorry. I don't know if we could ever explain to you what time means for public educators, but it is worth millions. So this app and being able to really free up time for our staff to help our kids is absolutely invaluable. So thank you so much. Our team was amazing. And we got their contact information, so we're going to keep like keep it up. So thank you so much, and thank you to the Joint Hack for giving us this opportunity. I don't think I could ever express how much it will mean to our community. So thank you.
So one of the ways, so we got, like Allison mentioned, we got really jazzed about just the collaborative workspaces, and like we really look forward to our team huddles. I mean, I probably got way more excited about them than I should have for a huddle. And it's just about the overall efficiency that we were able to see through this process, and that we were able to take back and say, like, what can we be more efficient? What can we be more lean in the way that we work? So we had such a great time just getting positive energy from that group and from that space that we have a little way that we share positive energy back with our kids, and we'd like to share it with you. We call it a power whoosh. So to keep the positive energy going, we're going to have everybody just kind of make eye contact with somebody around you, and we're going to end on a power whoosh. And what that looks like is it's 3 claps and a whoosh. Okay, so follow Allison. So you ready? There you go. There's your power whoosh. Thank you again so much. We really
My name is Sam Carroll. I'm the executive director of the Des Moines Waterworks Park Foundation, and I am Brian Hanser, one of my board members and the head of our marketing committee. If I had to sum up this experience in one word, it would be freaking wow. Start with you guys in the, I don't know what shade of blue shirts that is, but it's an awesome shade, because this whole concept, I mean, we didn't quite know what to expect coming in. I thought I was going to stop by occasionally. I didn't log quite as many minutes as this incredible team of ours, but I came pretty close, I think. And I was here because I wanted to be here. I was learning stuff. They even let me actually build some pages, which was immediately followed by Dave setting up a backup. That one lost on me, man. I'm slow. I ain't that slow. But our team, you know, they were talking a little bit about that cross-pollination, and what I thought was really cool is Lynn, our project leader. I know she went out and helped out another team, and we didn't seem to miss a beat with our team. And I know she pulled some people. And for those of you who came over to our side and took a third look at our stuff and helped, I really appreciated that. And Heather, I'm particularly appreciative of you being so patient with me as you were teaching me some of this stuff. But thanks to our team, and what an experience this is. And I consult with a lot of nonprofits, and you can bet I'm going to be telling them they need to get their application filled out, because you turned an anchor and a bad type of anchor for our organization into an incredible asset in 48 hours, and that's priceless.
Okay, so there are things that we thought were requirements, and they got those all checked. But and the thing they didn't speak to that I think maybe I'll spend a minute on, or 10 seconds on, is that they set us up for success as an organization, because we're a bootstrap, mostly volunteer nonprofit, and we've got the rules of the road, we got a playbook, and we have, importantly, an architecture that we can grow over time. And so, to our team from a development standpoint, thank you. To our team from a management standpoint, and to our team from helping our staff grow and become, you know, relatively technically awesome.
I thought on my iPhone has a tweet app on it.
Thank you all.
Well, we, like the rest of the groups, are just so grateful for this opportunity. As I kind of
alluded to the other night, sex ed is a hard thing to find funding for. We write a lot of grant applications, and there's not a lot of companies that want to put their name on sex ed or something that controversial. So we're very appreciative of the dsmHack. I can't say enough about our fabulous team. Am I right, guys? They're just so awesome, so patient. The things that we've learned in the last 3 days, you know, we did IT by trial by fire, learned it, bought what we could afford, and they've just improved our lives, Kelly's life, the hours that she's going to now have because of those great reporting things that you guys helped her with. Just our excitement of sharing it and not looking like morons to the teenagers that are using these sites, you know, and now they can find a clinic and it looks like they'll see it on their phone, and it's just so awesome for us, and it's been such a great experience, and we've learned the lingo and the technology, so now we can fix things ourselves, and when we have to purchase services, we won't get overcharged or let them spend dozens of hours trying to figure out what the heck we're talking about. So this has just been an awesome experience. So thank you for everybody and our awesome team. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
We're at the halfway point. AUIC is on deck. If you need, while they're getting set up, you might be able to grab a refreshment. Refresh your refreshment.
Sniffing, I am putting in the shoes that are not. I used to track like 5
because they were down there and they said they lost the audio on the live stream. My friend just texted me saying that.
When is it? How long is it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do anything. It's like, oh, that looks so good. I'm shut up.
Yeah, just close the screen.
Okay, I was going to start out with a power boost, but since the we'll let it slide. We are AEYC, and this is our website. I'm Joel. We got Lawrence, Mitch, and Brian, and we are what's left of our team. So we should probably be worried. AUIC stands for the Association of Education of Young Children, and I should know this more by now, but so as it's explained to us, there's a lot of people that provide childcare, obviously for children, and they don't have the support system that, say, a teacher or principal or someone in a traditional education setting has. Like a principal might have a superintendent. They have the teachers in the school. They have administrative assistants. They have janitors. They're all helping them do their job. Someone running an in-home daycare or a Head Start program doesn't have that. They're on their own, and there's a lot of documentation to dig through on what sort of certifications they need, what sort of education they need to maintain and grow their career. So what we did is move that online. So one of the big things that we have provided AUIC is a way for them to maintain their own information, since this stuff does change periodically. So we want to go up to the Learn More link. So here, this is a list of all the things they said they wanted to be able to display to their users. And if you were to open one of these, it'll display content to the user. All of this is editable in a what you see is what you get editor, and it saves it off as HTML, and we're able to display it to the page. So they don't need us to edit their page. They can do that on the fly. Same with the contact, if you want to go home and contact or whatever. Yeah, so you don't have to click on it, just open it up. Same thing here. We obviously have some test data left in here, but they can maintain a list of organizations. They can specify, and we'll show you in a little bit, they can specify the contact information for that organization, so you're not sending it to a general mailbox with a state agency or another nonprofit. They can put the email address in there for who's going to be most effective to get an answer.
So if you want to log in. So here are all of those topics and subtopics that were on the Learn About page. And if you want to click on that top one. This is that editor we were talking about. For the developers in the room, CK editor. It's great. I use it on everything. It's that simple to use. Saves it off as HTML. They can do pretty much all the formatting they can do in Microsoft Word. They can add links. They can make tables. They can link to images. It's pretty robust. So that will handle everything they need. And then if you want to go back and scroll down. And then at the bottom here, if you click Edit Contacts, this is where they can maintain their list of contacts. So if you select a program, and so you can maintain email addresses there. I apologize to whoever is secondcontact@gmail.com. So the main part of this program, we'll go back to home. These educators, childcare providers want to know where they're at right now, what certifications they need, what training they need, what education they need to maintain their career, and what they need to take the next step for their career. So here we were provided kind of a rubric, which we'll show you in a minute, this giant page of where you're at now and what the next steps are. And this allows the user to answer a couple questions about the education they've received, their current position, and the competencies they've met. And then if you go ahead and submit, it'll show you here where you're at on this track with the tiers they provided us. And if you want to open that up. So this is the paper copy they gave us. It's a little daunting to read. So that is what we are showing in the other tab. So each tier has career options and education details, and it'll show you where you are in the process. You can also use these buttons down here to explore other areas. We also have a print button so they can print this out and take this in when they go talk with someone at the agency or keep for their own records. There's also a Know My Next Steps, which will take you, you know you're at Tier 1, Step 2, and it'll come show you what's Tier 1, Step 3. And then some of these answers that they recorded when they answered the previous questions to know where they are in this process are used on the develop a plan, where they can go through and develop a plan that they can print out or go through with one of the workers to discuss where they're at. So there's a few more questions here. And then these are more fields that they can fill out and print, and maybe one day they'll build in functionality so that users can save these and go back to them. We didn't get to that in our 48 hours, so here you go.
Yeah, that's all I need.
So yeah, there's just a bunch of different things. Let's scroll down a little bit here. And some of these answers, I guess scroll up a little bit, Lawrence, right on your name. So this current career position is something that they entered on a previous field that we pulled in here when they took that first thing to find out where they fit in the whole process. And if you scroll down to the radio buttons, so there's some additional inputs here if you click on one of the radio buttons. So they can keep track of all the things they're going to need in order to plan their next steps and where they're at now. I think that's about it. So we've consolidated at least some of the giant binder of paperwork that they showed us when we started. So I'm just gonna grab it.
Just the beginning.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you.
I'm Dustin Boston, and next is Iowa Public Radio.
He has a radio.
He does.
He has a radio face.
All right, so Iowa Public Radio. First I want to say thanks to Matt. I think I made some jokes with him the first day that, like, wow, he was prepared. He had a binder, lots of stuff. It was awesome. The funny thing is we kept asking him questions. He kept saying it's in the binder. And finally I said, we're developers. That's why we got Mike over here. He puts them on colorful paper on sticky notes on the wall, then we listen. So that was awesome. Thank you, Mike. The rest of the team, Suresh, we got David, we got Jeff Ackley, we got Brandon Oakley, and then Joe, we don't know where he went. He was here up till today, but he stayed all night the first night, so he's probably still sleeping. So Joe, wherever you are, thanks for all the work you did the first 2 days. This is the Iowa Public Radio main website. One of the things we really want to do was make the new storefront we were adding for them look the same. So we tried really hard to do that. We're using Shopify, so we can go over to that and see. Main things was like getting the header and the colors and stuff. It's not the exact same, but we think ours looks a little nicer actually. But anyway, that's one of the goals we had. When you get on there, you see we got some nice volunteers here from the event today to go down to the coffee shop there and take some pictures for us. So that was stock photo. Yeah, that's a stock official photo now. But anyway, so that's awesome. We got that up there. We've got all the products showing up. These are featured products right on the main page. When you get on there, you can also go and browse by category. You got your apparel on the go. All of these are things that they used to just kind of give away at different events, and now they can actually sell and help, provide some money for the organization as well. So if people want more than one bag, they can go buy 20 of them. That's fine. The other thing we have there is inspiration. These are just some different things that they go buy, like a Tivoli. Thank you. Oh, I should have practiced that one. Tivoli radio here, and we give a link to there. This is actually using Amazon affiliate link, so that they actually get a kickback when if somebody clicks that link and goes over to Amazon, they'll get a little kickback for that. Same with the Perlman Sound, and not for NPR shop. They're just being, super nice. Yeah, we're just being nice, linking over there. But we all think IPR is better, right? All right. Anyway, sustainer treats. This is a little bit of a different thing that we kind of had to figure out. These are actually things that they'll give to their sustaining members for just free giveaways. So what we kind of decided on Thursday, we talked about a little bit. We said, well, what if somebody just wants to come buy one from you? So what we decided to do is actually allow anybody can come in here and buy this. They can create discount codes for all their sustainers, so they can get it free. But if somebody wants to come over here and buy one from them, they also can do that. So that was kind of our solution for that, to make it simple. We have the little disclaimer here telling people that when they're giving it away for free, what that actually means is for taxes and all of those kind of purposes. Just continue. Gift card, that shows up in the catalog as well, but we try to make that very easy to see that you can give a gift card. Catalog will just show everything that you can do, that you can purchase, and then frequently asked questions, just some information about how different purchases will be handled. And then also down on the bottom, you want to show that quick. We have all their social networking linked up there. Contact us, link over to the main IPR site over there, and privacy policy, that kind of stuff. The newsletter there actually connects to their MailChimp account, so if anybody wants to sign up for a newsletter, they can do that.
Everyone should sign up.
Yeah, there you go. Sign up. Why not? If we go and let's do a purchase real quick. We're gonna put on Brandon's card because why not? It's all 4 2s. So just if you want to know, I'm kidding. It's fake. But try it anyway. Why not? So go ahead and just check out. This is the cart. You can remove it. Honestly, I also should shout out to Shopify. Those guys are awesome because apparently they built a really nice suite of tools because they help a lot of this. We can't take credit for some of this. I feel bad doing that. So
well, we killed the name now.
We customized the out of that theme. So that was me censoring myself.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
My kids are watching. So This is gonna be on YouTube forever, right?
Forever and ever.
As soon as Brandon gets this all entered, he promised he'd do it fast.
Yeah.
Put your credit card info in there so everyone can see.
4242. Here we go, 42. This is
Write
actually
this down.
Yeah, this is actually a nice feature. Shopify allows us to put it in test mode so we can pretend to do a transaction, and this is one of the fake credit card numbers. You put any name you want, any date. So that's actually pretty nice. Helps us. One of the other things we got here is, so certain products, IPR actually fulfills the shipment of that. So a few of those are set up that way. A few are set up to go to Broken Arrow, a service that they use to t-shirts, mugs, things like that. So we've got that configured as well. So if you order some that go from Broken Arrow, some that come from IPR, they'll all kind of get directed to the right person, and they'll handle the shipping notifications. But there you go. We've got the order. As soon as Matt goes in there and says, here's the shipping information, we'll get a shipping notification as well. And they'll make their $15. Not really. Anything else, guys?
Well, they wanted was a calendar app.
Yeah, and he just wanted a calendar app. We talked about that. We thought, nah, you guys start selling some stuff. We will say also, I think our group got the most swag of any of this. So, right, we got mugs. And you got right. So, all right. It's about cultural.
Look at that.
Oh boy.
I have to say, it's a great stock photo. I think so.
I didn't prepare anything.
Another website this weekend.
All right. So we are a team. Our team, Roosevelt Cultural District, was our charity. We're developing a new website for them. We started out with a few goals in mind. Those included generating funding for their streetscape project, giving businesses an incentive to participate in the kind of the district organization, and then of course getting people in the door at those businesses. So with those goals in mind, versus the resulting website. All right, it's loading. We're starting with the front page here. Nice slider imagery, some calls to action here. This is so much
So just some.
do you want to scroll down? There's more stuff there. So we got, various content and stuff, and this is all updatable, pretty run of the mill. One of the things that we learned that we really wanted to showcase was the Roosevelt Cultural District was the first shopping center in the state of Iowa. So we got a nice badge up the top, which you will hopefully see shortly, advertising that. And then we've separated the various stores in the area into several categories. We have entertainment, food, did I kick out the wireless over there? I did it earlier.
Oh, it's you.
That was me. I'm sorry. But anyways, okay, so like the vendors are split into some categories. We've got events here so that people have an excuse to show up and hang out and shop and do things, and a lot goes on down there. So hopefully you'll come back to the site, see this populated with all kinds of fun stuff. Let's hop over to another page that is a little more thrilling.
Having some issues with the images loading. We don't know why. It might just be us working downstairs. It's being really slow.
So we're about to load a PayPal page, which is just a string of content. They can update that whenever they want. They have anything to say. The business directory, hey, things loaded. If we go over to the business directory, this is a little more fleshed out information about each vendor. There's a map here at the top. Markers kind of show you where they're all at. You can explore there, or you can scroll down to the bottom and see them represented with pictures. There are about 27 of them as it stands, so this kind of works out really nicely because there are enough that you can give them a little more representation than just sitting in a list. Each vendor also has a login to the site so that they can update their store, and we've also laid the groundwork for several tiers of membership. So involving paying kind of a membership fee, so then you may have a more expansive page about your own business. You may be somehow promoted on the site and lay the groundwork for that as well. If we hop over to the streetscape project, this is one of their other big goals. It's a renovation of the area, beautification, making sure traffic flows nicely, making sure it's pedestrian friendly, stuff like that. Anyway, that's an ongoing funding thing. We've got some concept art here, and then if we scroll down, we've got this is the vision. What is the ultimate goal of the project? And if we keep going, we also see some funding statistics. So we have phase 1 of funding happened a couple years ago, phase 2, and then phase 3 hoping to raise, I think the total over here is $700,000. So they're making great progress, and this phase is going. So if this is a place you like to shop, you like me, you like the cheese shop, you like any of those places, go donate, because you'll walk better.
Yeah.
And if you want to donate, yeah, you can't, the resolution is like hanging out over here, but there is this donate button here. It's at the top of every page. You click it, this drops down, and immediately we've got a call to action. You can donate online, it'll process your payment that way, but we've also got, you can send a check through the mail if that's more your bag. And then, like any good website, there's a contact form. So did anybody else have some more to say?
So a couple of things that we got to do in addition to just building a website. Okay, it's loading not good. Yay. So, and a couple of things we got to do. Celeste over here, she did a really good job. She went over and took photos on her birthday on Friday. And she used some of our photography equipment that we had and got to flesh out the website with some custom photography. Steph did the custom design. Taylor and I worked on editing their content. And we optimized their site for SEO just initially because they didn't have a web presence before. So we're getting them shown up in search engines so they can compete with other historical districts in the area and start getting some more visitors, gaining some traction there. And then all of these lovely devs here, Miri, Michael, Eric, and Ethan, all worked on different aspects of the website. So it was definitely a group effort, more about the additional stuff that we could do. We had another team member, Richard, who's not here either. But he spent hours at the library going through a bunch of microfilm and had all this historical content. Yeah, and so we didn't have time to fill it all out, but ideally on the business directory page, we've got a ton of historical content that we'll be able to flesh out some more of the business pages once we have time to do that. So it was literally hours of stuff that he went through. So, and we had way more historical photos we didn't get to use either. So all future projects. But oh, and we also set them up with a newsletter in MailChimp. So. Oh, nice.
Yoga for first responders. There they go.
There we go.
Tricky one.
Jump over. You got this. There you go. Josh, you want in there.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Our site only works on MacBooks, I guess.
Ooh, nicely done.
It's still my beer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is.
It is dark out.
I love fun.
Okay, so this is our team. We worked with Yoga for First Responders. You guys all heard this spiel a couple days ago. Was it a couple days ago? I don't know. So Yoga for First Responders is a way they provide support and training for first responders to do stress release. So they came to us. They wanted a more modern site, cleaner site, more user-friendly, a way for the first responders to get connected with, trainers, yoga coaches and trainers, and make it easier for them to find ways to do stress relief. So we built a new site for them, and I'm gonna let Alex kind of.
Everybody. All right, so we used WordPress actually to build this site. We did inherit an existing site, and luckily they had absolutely fantastic content. I mean, we had really high resolution videos, we had professional pictures. It's something that, working with other organizations I've almost never had before. So that was kind of a different experience to even have those types of things. So we tried to keep it as flat as possible, make sure it's loading as quickly as we possibly can, always keeping in mind mobile first, so it's going to load on virtually any kind of device. Just keeping everything kind of clean, easy information to find. Towards the end, there were a couple of challenges in terms of actually editing some of the pages. So, we're going to continue working with them, but, we have kind of these, major sections, just taking the content they want to put on there, having this kind of scroll to navigation that's going to be available on either mobile devices or on, desktop devices. As you see here, there is things that, Ajax and certain things were failing us at certain points, but just trying to keep everything, very simple, not overloading the text. The organization, they help people like paramedics, firefighters, police officers, people who have really, really stressful jobs. I mean, the speech that you heard towards the beginning, I mean, they have trouble sleeping, they get into car accidents. I mean, it's an immensely stressful position. So, just trying to capture some of these stories, making it easy for, individuals looking for these classes, to contact these organizations. So that's kind of the homepage, is trying to capture, a lot of these aspects, just go through and just show some of the pictures and everything that we had up till now. Certain things that we created was like, well, I guess, who we are. One thing that we did, we integrated Google Maps API, and so we do have, in terms of find a teacher. Take out the
So there's
still things to work on, and we're going to continue working with them. I mean, documentation, one thing that was mentioned is they really didn't have a presence. So, we have on Google Search Console, have Google Analytics. We're finalizing the hosting, but we're going to make sure that they can get their message out there, because they work in many different states, many different, areas. Kansas City, technically started in Los Angeles. So, I mean, it's, pretty broad. So they can click, they can get more information, find a local instructor in your area that are going to help them relieve that stress and just kind of help them forward. Another, kind of a couple of things that they didn't have before, we did integrate donations, right, just through, PayPal. And also the biggest thing I'd say is also the shop as well. So they have their logo, which we see kind of in the top left-hand corner. And it does take you to an external gateway. And so at this point, a person can order a shirt, and effectively a custom shirt is generated for the individual and is sent out to them. So kind of taking some aspects of Shopify, but I would say more on demand. So, they have kind of shop aspects. They can get donations. They have, a modern responsive site, and we're going to continue working with them, getting the documentation that they need. They'll show their stories and hopefully help as many people as possible. Yeah.
Our last presentation for the night is going to be the Des Moines Bike Collective.
And go.
All right, I'd like to start by saying, like, this is my first dsmHack, and it was an awesome experience. We had a lot of trials and tribulations, but there were tons of awesome people who helped out. Lynn was a huge asset. She came and really helped us get in gear and make sure we could get a product finished in time that we're happy with. Chuck helped out a ton. Ethan, wherever you are, huge asset. These two gentlemen whose
Ben and
names I don't
Tyler.
remember. Yes, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys all so much. And I guess we'll start with a little demo of what we have. So we threw a little dsmHack promo in the middle there for you last week. The code changed circa 2 minutes ago. So.
Even though we were in freeze, I'll have you know.
All right, you want to show us? So this is an extension of their current WordPress page, which was a little bit in disrepair. But we added this new events page for them to keep track of their bike month passport. So you saw that they have a physical copy right now, and we basically wanted to implement that currently in their WordPress page. And so she scrolls down. So she's logged in right now as a user. So any of you can go on your phone right now. You can create a user, log in. You can check out all these events. They're awesome. You guys should do it. And then, so here's one of them, right? So City of Des Moines has all the details, the same information that you would see if you were looking at the physical passport. But now we have it in a nice, clean desktop, and this is mobile friendly. As this is kind of the intention is that's a passport, right? So it's mostly designed for mobile. So what you do is you go in, you'll go to the event, and they'll have a special keyword or phrase. And so for this one, you type it in.
And key to the city, because this is the mayor's, right?
Yes, this is the mayor's ride, so they'll be cheeky. I guess there's no hard and fast, but cheeky, funny codes. And so what'll happen is, if you put in the right code, you get the badge. And then when you have those badges, you can redeem them as you would with the stamps at the end of the event. And
So it's going to show them down below as well.
oh yeah. And so here's our bike community challenge. They really wanted to push the bike community challenge is a big thing that they're really proud of. And we wanted to try and encourage users to check that out. And then we have this thank you to all the sponsors who make Bike Month possible. And so here's a big list of all of them, hyperlinks that navigates all these sponsors. So if you go and you say, oh, this is DSM appeal, you can click it and it'll navigate you to there. You want to go to like
Yep. Just thinking about it. I think you can unplug it and forward it. Do you want to go to this one?
Well, yeah, sure. Do you want to go to May? Because there's like.
Oh, yeah. May. Here's May.
And so May is the actual main bike month, so you can see here's a ton of these events. And I'd like to thank all you guys. We all pulled together and we made something that I'm really proud of. And I'd like to thank Bike Collective, especially you guys. Helped out a ton, providing the sponsor assets, providing all these things, being really responsive to our feedback, and being really helpful when we need you to. And so I'd like to thank everybody who helped make this possible. I'm really happy with what we wanted to do.
And I just wanted to say I have had double the fun. It has been amazing. I have worked with two great teams, and it's just been really refreshing and energy building. And so I think some of the work is going to continue for Bike Collective, and so it's amazing what you guys do. I just want to tell you, you guys, this is a room of super smart people, and I'm happy to be in it.
Thank you. Thank you for your work.
Alright, so we're going to have some reactions from the final 5 organizations up here. I try to stick about 2 minutes per reaction, and then after that, we're going to start clearing out some area. We're going to get everybody up here and get the big old family photo.
Thanks, Rick with Iowa AUIC. Our process actually began about 10 years ago. And it's taken this long to get where we were. And as we were talking at the agency, do you think it should go on our website? What'll happen? We weren't sure. So in the first 30 seconds when we sat down, they asked, well, who hosts your website? And I told them, and there were 3 laughs and 2 snickers. So it took that long to decide we were going to have a totally new website. So that's what they did. And we were fortunate. We had 5 developers. Our mesh designer, and we had a data analyst. And wow, what a team. It was just unbelievable. And at the agency, when I told them Friday morning what was going on, I was doing a kind of a song and dance, and everybody came out of their cubicle. So it was, everybody in our agency is so excited, and I can't wait to show them what's there. And so if we've been working the past couple of weeks, we got, okay, this is what we really hope we come out of after 48 hours. This would be awesome. This would be over the top. Tonight we're over here. That's what our team did. So that's all I got to say. It was unbelievable. So we thank Pat for making this possible, and you've moved us 20 years down the path. And for these 22,000 providers, they are the ones that are going to benefit from this. So thanks.
Boy, you know, everyone else is really excited about what they got. I asked for a calendar. I'm pretty sure I asked for a calendar. I sat down with these guys and they looked at me and they said, you don't want a calendar. We can do more than that. You guys need to make money, so we're going to build you a store. No, it's pretty darn impressive. I talked to these guys. I said, you know, no pressure. We're telling about 22,000 listeners Friday morning that you guys are doing something for us. And they're like, oh, no big deal. You didn't want that calendar anyway. So then we also talked about, you know, there are about 200 stations that use the website platform that we use. And across the public radio world, there are about 3 now that have a store. We're one of those 3. We'll be rolling this out to our sustainers here in about a month and a half. We're going to start internal beta testing here pretty soon. Get through our new silent drive. So if you listen, be excited for that. We'll be rolling it out. If this goes well, which we know it will, I'll be talking about everyone in the public radio world about this. This has potential, again, to build Iowa Public Radio in the U.S., which, for those who don't know, Iowa Public Radio is considered a leader in the public radio world. So this is one more way that we contribute, one more way that is built for us. It's a great way for us to build revenue, a great way for us to fulfill a need, and we're really, really excited about it. I had staff that were destroying their schedules yesterday afternoon because I called them and said, we need a photo, we need a new design. And they did it, and they said, we don't know what it'll look like, but it's going to be awesome. I said, it's awesome. So we're very excited. Thank you very much, guys.
And I have to say that I'm very excited about this silent fundraising. I am so thrilled with the new website that Roosevelt Cultural District is. Web spec design came to us as a whole group, 4 men, 4 women. Love that. And awesome, superlative. I cannot even imagine. We were going to have Melissa build something that would have been static and not very exciting. And you guys have just created the most dynamic, wonderful website for us. I'm thrilled because I've been in this organization since its beginning. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi guys.
First of all, I had like a ridiculously good-looking team. I don't know if you took a gander at my team, but they're like. Anyway, they also sold themselves a little short too, because one aspect I didn't mention about the website is videos that I recorded on there for my police recruits. That is an on-demand practice now feature. So if a police officer is in their patrol car and they just had a really difficult call and they feel like they can't focus and they have to go to the next call, they can go on their phone, press this, and get a 3-minute breath work video to get themselves back in the zone. So it's a really important aspect. I also want to say thank you to Stephanie. She made us a new logo, and it's not on the website now, but it's really badass and cool, and it's going to be on our shirt, so that's coming soon. So thank you for that. Just want to mention that. So with anything that we individually work on, but especially in the nonprofit world, it's such a labor of love. And oftentimes, especially, you know, I feel since I'm kind of doing something pretty new to our culture, that I'm in it by myself a lot. And I have a great team. I mean, I have, you know, core faculty and I have an advisory board and I have an assistant director, but sometimes we feel like we're just up every night and we're kind of alone in this fight. And the whole technical part, the website part, which is not my strong suit, has brought me to tears. Like I have been up at night crying, thinking I can't do what I know how to do, what my expertise is, I can't do it because I'm being held back by the lack of knowing how to build a website, which in this age, that's what you have to be even taken seriously as an organization, let alone what you're trying to do. So when I would walk in and I'd see these guys around the table working, it was like, to me, it looked like they were all wearing Superman capes, you know? And I was just like, I mean, it would bring me to tears because I would just be like, oh my God, these guys are taking something that I said, this is what I love, this is what I want to do, and you just helped me. It felt like you saved the day, you know, not just for me, but for tons of people out there who take care of our community. And you're doing something pretty amazing, and it's because of you guys. And you guys. They're a little scattered. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank you for continuing to be willing to work with me as well on this. And also, I also feel like we're kind of all friends now. Don't you feel that way? I mean, all of us too, but like I want to invite you guys over to my house for like a party. So anyway, so thanks as well for the new friendship, because now I have 9 more friends. So thank you.
So I have a good friend who's participated in the dsmHack before, and she had told me about what it was like. I think this is one of those experiences you can have no idea what it's like until you're actually here.
Yeah.
And I actually see a lot of correlations between this and the cycling community. I think one of the real hallmarks about the cycling community is their heart. If there's a need, they're willing to give. If you need a tube, if you need repair, if you need anything, people are if someone's family has an issue, it's like they'll come together and have a fundraiser. It's like there's just this big spirit of giving, and that's what I see in this room too. You guys all have talents. You chose this for a reason. Maybe it was for a challenge, but the bottom line is that you used your talents to help people further their cause, so that we can stay relevant and we can reach the people that want to give and that want to reach out. So one of the big things that we're getting out of our site, which is, by the way, absolutely amazing, I want to thank everybody that worked on it, is that we can stay relevant and we can ideally expand our reach into the community. We love to cycle. Everybody loves to cycle for different reasons. Well, what we're doing with the money is giving people transportation. We're expanding their world. Children that don't have a bike. People who are immigrants who maybe need a bike to get to work. So it's really exciting that something so fun can be so empowering in the community. So I want to thank you all very much. Most importantly, I want to thank our team. It's really a cycling spirit. It's like, by God, we'll pull the right people in, we'll get it done, we'll get over the line. And God willing, we'll make it to the last town out on Ragbri before the sun comes up. So, so much that participated. I'm so excited about our site on behalf of the collective. It's really transformational for us. And thank you all, from my part, for your spirit of giving and doing what you do. You guys are rock stars. There's amazing talent in this room. Enjoy it.
And you got a calendar.
I wish I could have some grand finale way to wrap it up, but it's been done.
I'm sorry to like interrupt, but you might interrupt.
So sorry to interrupt, but blue shirts, since there hasn't been a moment yet, because like, if I was going to do it, everybody else would. Get up, Matt, get up. Get up.
All Americans, we won! 1, 2, 3.
All right. All right. Tall people in the back. Family picture time.